Welcome everyone to the latest weather forecast, and in this video I have some new information to share with you regarding the incoming Atlantic storms. So if you enjoy the following report, make sure to give this video a like and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Most things have remained generally on track since my forecast yesterday, but as we all know, weather is constantly changing, so there's a few details I wanted to refine today ahead of the storm's arrival. It's currently located off of Atlantic Canada, and it's being followed by another mass of storms. I keep calling this a massive low pressure because it's not just one specific system, it's actually just multiple areas of low pressure that will basically orbit around each other as they cross the Atlantic. Throughout the rest of the day today into tomorrow, it's going to make significant progress, so impacts will begin in Western Europe as early as Wednesday. Another thing to take note of is all of the snow that seems to be dumping right out of the Norwegian Sea. That's actually a big wave of cold air which is diving southward from there, and it's bringing a mess of polar lows and snow showers with it. That will drop temperatures in some areas ahead of this storm, so that's going to help a swath of snowfall develop from Ireland all the way into Central and Eastern Europe by February 8th. This is going to be another one of those cases when the precipitation comes in too fast, so that's why places further south such as London won't be able to get snow. Widespread rainfall and strong wind will continue to push inland, becoming quite heavy for some areas. One region that I think needs to be especially mindful of this storm is Morocco. Model guidance has been in agreement of some pretty heavy rainfall down there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some flooding on Thursday into Friday. Even by the weekend, we continue to see disturbed weather persist across Western Europe, with precipitation sliding further east. Conditions will continue to improve by Sunday, especially for western areas, but we're still not done. A new low pressure area will develop in the Mediterranean, and then that second mass of storms behind the first one is going to arrive, so Portugal and eventually Spain is going to get their next round of rain and wind going into Monday of next week. If you live in the Nordic and Baltic countries, you may have noticed that the precipitation doesn't seem to get past this line, and that's because high pressure is going to start building across that region, and if it happens as quickly as current model guidance is now suggesting, then it may block a lot of this precip before it can move in. This is a detail which hasn't been supported by the last few model runs, so I wouldn't hold my breath for that. To reiterate what I've said many times before, the exact timing and strength of this high pressure area is going to have a big impact on how much snow or freezing rain happens in this region. Let's get back on topic with an updated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. Up in the Nordic countries, mostly dry conditions are expected, except for southern Norway and Sweden. Then across Western Europe, especially Ireland, the United Kingdom, the Benelux, France, Iberia, and even areas as far south as Northern Africa, will get widespread heavy rainfall. Central Europe looks to get some rain and snow, but it shouldn't be anything too excessive, and then Italy and parts of the Balkans will get some activity, especially around February 9th and beyond. And then lastly, looking towards southeastern Europe, it's going to be mostly dry throughout the next 5 days. Here's an updated snowfall forecast, and it doesn't look too different since yesterday, but a couple things I wanted to point out is the chance of high elevation snow in Spain and Portugal as some colder air sweeps in with those storms. And then looking further north, I'm still expecting a region of heavy snowfall from southern Norway all the way down into parts of central and northeastern Europe, so that includes parts of Belarus, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Ukraine. Strong winds will be another factor to take into consideration, and then for today we have some blustery weather across Germany and Poland. Going into Wednesday, that shifts further east and weakens, setting the stage for our complex of storms arriving by Thursday. Iberia and Morocco will be pretty heavily impacted by the winds with this storm, and I'm watching coastal and mountainous areas the most. Blustery conditions will persist by Friday. By Saturday, we continue to see windy weather in southwest Europe. That new low pressure area trying to develop in the Mediterranean will then cause winds to strengthen around Italy and the Balkan countries, so that's going to be a region to watch for strong winds at this point in time. And one more thing I wanted to update you on is the freezing rain risk. Remember that possible high pressure area over Scandinavia I mentioned earlier? Well, the uncertainty regarding the timing and strength of this high pressure is really making it difficult to figure out who's going to get freezing rain, and if you recall in yesterday's forecast, this specific weather model was a little bit more relaxed on that Scandinavian high pressure, so that made the freezing rain forecast be a lot more spread out. But today we're seeing some new information which suggests a stronger high pressure, So that's why on this map you see a more concentrated swath of freezing rain further south, extending from Germany to Russia. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video, which should be coming out by Thursday. We have lots of things to figure out with this storm, so I'll have the latest and greatest information for you on that next update. If you don't want to miss anything, remember to click that subscribe button. And for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.